We explain the rise of the empire of the Hittites. As the Babylonians were expanding their power across Mesopotamia, an outside group was beginning to expand their own empire through present-day Turkey and Anatolia. This group was known as the Hittites. The strength they seemed to have came from their knowledge of extracting iron ore and converting them into weapons and tools. Iron tended to be sharper and stronger than the bronze weapons used by pretty much everyone else in Mesopotamia. Their innovation would eventually open up the Iron Age. There's a debate among scholars as to where the Hittites originally came from. Some believe they're native to Anatolia, some believe they came out of modern Ukraine, but all of this is based around tablet translations done in the early 1900s, where the language origins seem to be Germanic. Plus, Hittite history tends to get jumbled up into a lot of the other histories from the region, and also tied up into the controversial Indian-Aryan invasion theory, as well as a similar Aryan-Anatolian invasion theory that can't either necessarily be proven. One of the issues is the muddling of Hittite history with the local Hatti who they conquered. Plus, the Hittites referred to themselves as the Nasili. They ended up centering their empire in the Hatti stronghold of Hattusa and adapted many of the cultural ideas of the Hatti. Their Indo-European language mingled with the Hatti and Akkadian script, which was prominent in Mesopotamia after Sargon. Scholars have pieced together the story of the Hittites from sources that range from ancient writing to Judeo-Christian references in the group's holy books. When putting it all together, there seems to be three ages of Hittite expansion. There's an old kingdom that spanned from about 1700 to 1500 BC/BCE, a new kingdom that expanded in Mesopotamia from 1400 to 1200 BC/BCE, but there also seems to be a middle period of a dark age between the ages. The lack of primary sources has also led to speculation that it appears the Hatti were influenced by Sumerian culture, which then passed to the Hittites when they conquered the Hatti. The Old Kingdom seems to have been solely focused on the dynasty of King Hattusili and preservation of their borders, as well as destructive temporary raids in Aleppo and Babylon. The Old Kingdom rarely wrote anything beyond the deeds of their kings. Then the records get even sparser, which gave birth to the notion of a Dark Age. Then at the end of that, we start to see more and more works and references to the group from Egyptian sources in the New Kingdom, when King Supuliyambo took the throne in about 1344. He launched an increased expansion of the Hittite Empire into Mesopotamia that would bring them in constant contact and conflict with the expanding Egyptian Empire, who was in the same region. The Hittites ended up toppling Egyptian allies like the Mitanni, and also taking resource-rich regions like current-day Lebanon and Syria. King Tut ended up declaring war in the Levant. Tut's widow Ankhesenamun agreed to marry into the Hittite royal family after his death, but her future husband was murdered on his way into Egypt, which led to more warfare between the two nations across Mesopotamia, and eventually culminated in the chariot-led Battle of Kadesh, which led to a draw between Ramses II and Prince Muatilis. It also led to the world's first known peace treaty. Later, the Hittites would wage a naval battle against Cyprus, later defeated by the Assyrians and the Sea People.